Well, hello there, Capricorn. It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. If it's your first time on the channel, welcome. We're so glad you've joined us. So today we are going to be doing your October career and money tarot reading. So we'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider commenting, or subscribing. I'd really appreciate all of your support. All right, let's get into your reading. Let's see what we have here. Elephant Spirit, learn from the past. Lovely energy and staying focused, hold the course. Okay, so the message that I'm getting here is, I feel as if you know what the course is, right? You're staying focused and all of that, but I feel almost like this sense of panic comes in sometime, over the next 4 to 6 weeks, because this is really kind of good until mid-November. So a little bit of a panic comes in, there's a lot of, economic turmoil right now and everything, but it's almost as if you panic and then you want to change direction, right? But this is really allowing you to know that in the past, you may have done that. Look to the past, and we'll go to the tarot to get more details. But a situation in the past where you could have maybe switched directions, right? And then it didn't really play out for you, or it may not be with you. It could be with somebody that you know, or a family member, or a story you heard. It's almost as if just stay the course. You're going to be okay, Capricorn. Just stay the course. So let's see what the tarot has here. Let's see if you're trying to go back and forth. Knowing that you are deserving of this, that, it is on your path. Whatever it is that you're trying to manifest in your career and money sector, to me, I feel like it could have something to do with your career, but it's really interesting. In this reading, it seems very much financially situated, more about your money than about your career. So we'll take a look at that and see what we have here. Okay, so on the bottom, 9 of Cups, there's something that you really want. Yeah, Ace of Wands, here comes, there's going to be some kind of a detour or a little bit of a panic that you have about a situation. You do have a big decision coming up, and it's kind of like, okay, so, what am I going to do in this instance? Because there's something new that's coming in. You have 2 aces. You have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups, So it's something that your heart truly desires. It's inspiring, it's motivating. And yet at the same time, I feel like there's checking. It's almost like checking, making sure that whatever this new thing is, or if you're panicking, is it on your long-term goal? Because there's something that you're trying to go for long-term that's really near and dear to your heart, something that you're really trying to manifest, right? And yet at the same time, it's almost as a new option comes in, and you're kind of like, okay, what am I going to do? So let's go to the tarot and see. I think you have a decision. We start off with the 2 of Wands, a decision right off the bat. You're at a crossroads. It could have something to do with moving. I feel like there's like a big move. You're moving homes, you're moving to another city, you're moving careers. The travel card is about moving, and I don't think this is just a vacation. For some of you, it could be. This is kind of like a big move. You're trying to decide, okay, how, do I take this big move, or do I, stay the course on where I am? And for some of you, I think that it's because you have the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom. It's almost the sense of you have, a longevity in mind. Really interesting, because if you look, this is the, the Hierophant. There's this energy of, long term, an older soul is there. It's kind of like looking at what it is that you want long term, because I almost feel like you have something coming in that might You know, it's the sense that you could have this opportunity for a short-term gain of some sort, you know, and it's kind of like, ooh, do I, you know, take this, it's almost like a get money rich quick type of energy, you know, and I'm not saying that it's a scam necessarily. It could be, but it's kind of like, okay, I'm thinking, you know, for some of you, you could be thinking about selling your home because where I live, the home prices have significantly gone up. So you could be thinking, ooh, I'll sell my house, right? And then bank some money. It's kind of that type of energy. Do I take advantage of a certain opportunity that I'm being presented with? So let's see where this goes. Yeah, okay. So, you know, here's the scenario. Let's take a look at the timeline here. So you're kind of a little bit discontented, right? You could be like putting a lot of money away, trying to save some money. And, you know, the economic situation is a little volatile, right now. So for some people, it is a little bit stressful. And then you have this opportunity to make some type of a move, right? You have to choose. It's kind of like the time is right. I either have to do this now or I have to wait or, you know, just say no to it. So this new opportunity comes in and you see, you're kind of like, oh my goodness, I wish a windfall would come in. And you see how that Ace of Cups is coming in. That's kind of like the universe is bringing something in, a new option that might make you happy. For some of you, if you're in a career and you're really stressed out or you're feeling like I've got to make a change, right? It's kind of like, okay, there could be an opportunity to make a shift in your career because you're not that happy with, you know, your career. You could be making nice money, but maybe you're stressed out, or maybe you're not stressed out, but you're not making enough money, right? So it could be either one of those scenarios. You're waiting for some other opportunity to come, and here it comes with that Ace of Cups. The universe is bringing in an option. So it's allowing you, if you want to go on to a new path, to go in a new direction. But here's the thing, you know, it's the Seven of Swords. Are you betraying yourself? Are you betraying the path that you set out on? You know, is it going to kind of derail you from something that you wanted long term? Once again, it's kind of that get rich quick kind of, I don't know, energy to it. And once again, it may not be that. I think it's almost this energy of, oh my goodness, you know, kind of a panicky feeling. And then it's kind of like, okay, I'm going to do this because it's a situation. I think it's like bigger than you. You can't control it. We cannot control the economy, right? I mean, we can only control how we react to the economy, or, you know, the measures that we take to protect our financial stability, but we can't necessarily do anything just as a person about the economy. So the obstacle that you have, and I do want to point out that underneath here, you know, you have the Five of Cups. You're looking at what you have lost. What you're forgetting is that you still have two cups behind you. You have not lost everything. It's almost as if you're focusing on what you have lost, you know. You could be looking at your investments or something like that and be going, oh my goodness, I've lost a lot of money right now, right? But you still have money left. So you're getting kind of inspired, okay? You're looking, and I want to say, I think you're looking at the past, okay? You could be looking at a situation that maybe you have gone through, you know, depending on how old you are. At my age, I've lived through, you know, a couple of downturns in the economy, right? So it's kind of like, you know, depending on your age, you may be looking back at history and saying, okay, how did I survive the last economic downturn, right? Or, you know, you maybe, you know, your parents, you know, or talking to other people that are maybe older than you and saying, okay, what do I do? How do I get through this? Right? Because there's almost this sense of, okay, what's the best route for me to go, right? And then you're there is this energy of, okay, now I have to decide. It's almost like you're trying to research it or ask other people, ask your financial planner, it's kind of like, okay, now here's the thing. They just keep coming back. A long term, because they're showing me this as an older person. It's almost as if you want to take a look at your 111-year-old self, right? And say to yourself, okay, now Capricorn, it's almost like you want to know what the future will bring, and yet we never do, right? Hindsight is 2020, but we never can truly foresee the future. So it's kind of like, okay, a look to the past to figure out how you stay focused on where it is that you want to go, because your obstacle is this back and forth energy. Like one day you may be like, yeah, I'm gonna sell my house and bank the money, and then the next day you're like, well, if I stay in my house, I'll feel more secure because I won't have to, pay moving costs, or, it's expensive to move, right? So you could be kind of going back and forth because of that. Or, about changing your career, right? You could be like, well, I have money built into the pension fund. If I leave right now, I'll lose some of that, even though I'll get paid more in my new job. It's almost as if you're kind of like going back and forth with all the different options, but you're kind of stuck in your head because we have the Two of Swords twice. It's almost as if you're overthinking it, is the energy that I'm getting here. And when we're overthinking it, the problem is, right? The problem is that it's almost as if we can't make up our minds. So then we do nothing. And I feel like there is this opportunity that's coming in with the Ace of Cups, from the universe, because the universe wants to help you out in this situation. They know that there's something that you want long term. And so they're coming in to kind of give you an option. Let's put it that way. It's an option. Yeah. So you have the Two of Wands. You really do. You are going to have over this, next 4 to 6 weeks, it's kind of like this big decision, trying to manifest what it is that you are truly wanting, right? So I feel like for a lot of you, it is this energy of staying strong and courageous, and staying focused. It's kind of like, I'm not saying if you get a good option that comes in and it's really a good option for you, it is perhaps a situation that you want to take because you have the Ace of Cups. But I also feel like if it is just a short-term gain, instead of really looking at the long term, what it is that you want, okay, then it's probably not the right option for you, because it's kind of like, just wait it out. Look at this. There's another opportunity on down the line that is going to bring you the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, I really get the sense that there is something coming in. You've been waiting a long time. And so this first offer comes in. I'm not sure your first offer is your best offer. Now, if you've already gotten an offer of some sort and you've kind of turned it down, or you're thinking of turning it down, then the first offer I don't think is the best offer. If you're trying to sell your house and you get kind of like a lower offer than you were expecting, on your house, I feel like there's a better offer coming in. It's just about waiting, okay? It's about not getting too impatient. And sometimes, when we get up into our heads and are concerned, right? Because you have that Five of Pentacles, looking at everything you've lost, right? And we can tend to get into that panic mode, if you look back into history, on Black Friday, when people lost significant amounts of money in the stock market. Some people, it really was detrimental to their financial stability. But it was also kind of like psychologically really devastating. So I feel as if for some of you, you could be feeling the same way. Now, it doesn't have to be actually finances. It could just be you're feeling unfulfilled in your work. Right? You're kind of seeing all the time and energy that you're losing because you're staying in a job that is not the best fit for you, but it is about staying grateful. Okay, so you have a job. It's maybe helping you to pay the bills, right? So it's about, okay, I can hold on for maybe a little bit longer until this better offer comes in. It's about staying focused, not, once again, that I feel some of you may be thinking about making a quick change, a short-term change, right? But there's definitely an energy here of staying patient, looking at it, talking to your financial planner or your financial investor, your accountant, getting some financial advice about this situation, or, just talking to your family and friends, making sure that you're not just making a quick decision on your own is what I would say. Because your advice here is, look, great achievement. You are going to accomplish what it is that you want. Now, the Knight of Cups here is this energy of, really staying focused on what it is that you want, continuing to put love and energy into the things that are really important to you, to know that you deserve this. It's almost kind of like holding out for your own benefit, So, yeah, we have the Four of Pentacles, and then we have, the Lover's card. The Lover's card is the old choice card in Tarot. So it's about making sure that you're making choices, financial choices that are best for you. It could be that, you could have somebody that is maybe going to want to borrow money from you. You might have a family member or something that is having difficulty at this time financially and asks you to borrow some money. Yeah, so this is kind of interesting. This isn't going to resonate for all of you, but I'm getting this message, so it's meant for somebody. You could be looking, you could have a family member or friend that has lost some money, is really feeling pinched at this time, and you're considering whether or not to loan them money or gift them some money, right? But there is this energy, and that's something that you have to decide on your own, but there is this energy of perhaps helping this person to realize what they do have, right? Because they could be focusing. It's almost like you could be the teacher, okay, in this situation. They could be lamenting about how much they've lost, and you turn to them and say, well, let's focus on what you still have, right? And then once again, making sure that if you decide to help them financially, that this is also in line with what it is that you want for yourself in the long run. I think we really are coming into a sense in our society of helping each other, but there also is this sense of making sure that you're watching out for yourself. Okay, that message is really coming through clearly to make sure that you're keeping you're holding on to what you need to hold on. Don't be too over giving in a certain situation, especially if it's someone that continues to drain you, okay, either energy wise or financially. You might have you might have like a family member or something that's constantly asking for money, and this could be a really good time to say, I'm not able to give as much or give as often, or maybe not even give at all because I have to watch my own finances. We have to realize that when we say no to other people, a lot of times we feel very selfish, right? But it is about building healthy boundaries, because you see the fence right here. It is about holding on to what is really dear to us. And that's the difference. It's not like you have maybe a lot of extra and then you're holding on because of greed. You're holding on because you're protecting your own self. And part of our journey here is understanding that to build healthy boundaries means that at times we do have to say no, even saying no to people that we truly love, right? But it's kind of like, no, I would love to give you some money or lend you some money, but at this time I just really can't. And knowing that that is you know, I do feel like this person, maybe if you're resonating somebody needing money to borrow money or have you give them money at this time or financial support. And if you're saying no, you know, that it is because you truly, it's almost like it's a little bit of a lesson on your spiritual path of understanding that you also have to make sure you're taking good care of yourself. Because there's something here coming to an end, and I feel like it's a belief system. When we don't overgive our money, right? I mean, there is about being generous. So please don't, please don't mistake what I'm saying, right? We do want to be generous with our money, but there is a sense where we can cross the boundary of giving away too much of ourselves or too much of our money, right? And then we put ourselves perhaps into peril. So there's this energy of making sure that the boundary is healthy, giving what you can give, but also holding on to what you may need either now or in the future. Because I'm telling you, for some of you, this is a long-term decision. This isn't something short-term, right? And it's about getting clear, staying focused on what it is that your heart truly desires. So you have the Lover's card, you know, making decisions that are really based on what you want for yourself and keeping your higher self in mind when you're making this decision. If you do that, you're going to make the right decision. There is no wrong decision ever, right? But you will be making the decision that will, you know, be the best for your path at this time. All right. Yeah, if it's a family member, it could be somebody that lives at a distance from you. It could be somebody that is wanting to come and live with you. Interesting. To save, you know, financial money at this time to, you know, help consolidate finances. For some of you, you may be thinking of moving in with somebody to help consolidate finances, you know. And it wouldn't have to be a romantic partner. I'm not necessarily really getting a romantic partner here, but it could be, but because we have the Lover's card. But there's almost this sense of, okay, how can we navigate some, you know, situation at this time? Once again, looking at the past, because you've had something, or once again, somebody in your family has had a similar situation, right? You know, so it's kind of like, yeah, okay, it's a pattern that's being repeated and you do not want to repeat the same pattern. Let's put it that way. All right, let's pull a soul truth card. And Capricorn, I do personal readings. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below, and I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. All right, am I ready to let go of this buried shame? Okay, now this is really interesting. I think there's guilt here. Okay, I felt that earlier, that sense of guilt, especially if it's a family member or, you know, a loved one in some way. There's a little bit of guilt here. Okay, so let's see what we have here. The feeling of shame is the lowest energy frequency there is. When you live in shame, you live in darkness. What part of you is ready to stand in the light? Is there any shame from a past experience that is ready to be healed? Heal the shame by giving it a name. Bring it to the light and let it be seen, heard, and healed. It's revival season. Replace the shame with your soul's truth. My soul's truth is. So a lot of times when we're in these situations, especially these back and forth, right? And that is your obstacle over this next month. It's to help us to get into our emotions of how we are feeling about ourselves, our worthiness, and our money is a good indication of how we feel about ourselves, right? And that's why sometimes when, you know, the economy goes down or we lose our job or we lose some money, we really feel, you know, it hits our self-confidence a little bit more than some other situations might. So it is about really taking a look at, okay, when I am trying to make this decision, right? Why am I making it out of the way that I'm making it, right? So, you know, is there some shame if you're over giving to somebody, right? or if you're over giving to a job that is not paying you, perhaps what it is that you are, really worthy of. There's this energy of taking a look at that and asking yourself, okay, why am I allowing myself to not build the healthy boundaries in this situation? Whatever this situation is, it's helping you to highlight that. Because there is some shame that you are ready to release. All you have to do is shine light on it. You shine light on the reason why you may be overgiving to a family member or overgiving to a job, or feeling this maybe a little bit of a panic about the economy or something. What is it? What is that feeling? Sometimes it's kind of like, well, for me, I'm just going to speak for me. For me, sometimes it's kind of like if I lose money in my investments or something, I feel like, oh my goodness, I'm not worthy of having money, or I'm silly because I'm investing money, just feeling a little bit like, I don't know, not intelligent enough. But that is why, we take the initiative to hire people to help us with that, right? Because then it's kind of like, okay, I'm not making this decision. This is not a decision I want to make on my own, right? So I feel like that's what's kind of being highlighted for you. If you're feeling anxious or panicky at all about your career or money sector at this time, just really kind of looking within and asking yourself, okay, why am I feeling this way? What is it that needs to have some light shed upon it? Really interesting. All right. I'm not a Capricorn, but I can relate to this reading. So I'm going to leave it there. I really do appreciate all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon, Capricorn. Have a great day. Much love and light to you. Bye for now.